All right, everyone. Look, this is going to be a good show on today. We're broadcasting live on Facebook, LinkedIn, of course, over here on Clubhouse for everyone that's in the room. Where else are we doing? YouTube. Hey, but let's crack into the show. Mastering virtual sales is the key to selling more life insurance. All right, everyone, welcome into the show today. We definitely have a good one for you. I'm kind of amped up, hyped up, everything else, because I just came off of the Road to 8% Nation tour with Cody Askins. He was here in Charlotte, North Carolina on yesterday. So it was a very good Thursday and Friday that I had. Extremely valuable information from that dude. Cody Askins is someone that I've been following for a long time now, and probably someone that you have been following as well. So if you're not following Cody Askins, just make sure that you do. But on today, what we want to crack into is how to get some better results from your Facebook ads, because this is one of those things I know so many life insurance agents are buying leads, and I understand that, and I understand the reason why. And maybe there's a reason to do that, when you're just getting started, things of that nature. But there are definitely better ways to do this. And this all comes down to being able to run your own Facebook ads. It comes down to that. And let me just see, I've got my comments up on screen here. Who is already, it doesn't matter where you're listening in from. Shoot me a message. Let me know where you are and where you're listening in from. That would be great. To have an idea of that. I know we've got some folks over on Clubhouse. If you'd like to come up and ask a question, you can always just raise your hand. I don't normally call out the folks on Clubhouse. They get kind of nervous, right? Unless they've raised their hands. But if you're on any of the other social media platforms from LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube, feel free to go ahead and give me a shout out in the comments. Would love to hear from you. But when it comes down to this whole thing, let's just call it behind lead generation, right? The whole name of this podcast is Life Insurance Lead Generation. Look, there are so many different ways. Well, there's a few. I hate to say so many. There's a few good ways to generate leads. And one of them, the most popular ones, of course, is to buy leads from a lead vendor. It gets a little sticky sometimes. It gets a little tricky sometimes when it comes down to developing your own leads. Hey, what's Elaine in Nevada? Thanks for tuning in with me today. You've been with me every Sunday, so I definitely appreciate you, Elaine, over there on LinkedIn. But there's some confusion, I believe, just centered around lead generation and the best ways to use Facebook. Plenty of people that are out here, may not be comfortable with generating their own leads, right? They may not be comfortable with setting up a Facebook business manager and a business account in order to do these things. But let me just tell you what can happen if you do. If you do just so happen to get into generating your own Facebook leads, it's going to save you a ton of money. Now, that's across the board. It's going to save you a ton of money if you understand a few key principles that you have to understand. Some people are terrified of running their own Facebook ads. They're terrified of kind of putting themselves out there and just doing what needs to be done. But let me just give you a couple of key points here. And by the way, if you have any questions, it doesn't matter what platform you're listening on. We're even broadcasting live on Clubhouse. So if you want to ask me a question on Clubhouse, definitely I can bring you up to the stage and we can put all of that stuff together. So let's just start taking a look at this, right? So how to get better results from Facebook ads. This could be titled How to Run Facebook Ads, we're not going to dive into the nuts and bolts of this, right? There's plenty of YouTube videos on how to do that. And there's plenty of ways that we can work with you to actually show you how to get this accomplished in like 2-3 days. And you'll be done and you'll be getting leads coming in a massive way. But anyways, there's strategies and tactics around all of that. So how to get better results from Facebook ads. Let me just tell you what's working for the top people right now. You've got to develop a niche audience. See, let me just, I'm gonna go back to my main cam here just for a second, because I want to look at when I say this. When you're talking about developing a niche audience, we're not talking about a demographic. So let me explain to you what the differences are between a niche and a demographic. A demographic is, I want to service people that make $80,000 to $100,000 a year. I want to service Hispanics. I want to service people that are between the ages of 40 to 65. Now, all of those things that I just said are demographics, and you probably serve people that fit that demographic, but it's not a niche. Now, what's cool about a niche audience with this whole thing is that when you actually have a niche audience, you're actually talking directly to a specific subset of people. I mean, directly to them. So let's talk about what a niche is and how you can define this. So if you want to explode, it is not about trying to send out a message to any and everyone, because literally when that happens, you're not talking to anyone at all. It's just basically noise. And that's why a lot of the issues become compounded when you talk about people not answering the phone or people saying, I didn't do that. I mean, you still get some of that, but it's not as prevalent because you're actually talking to someone. So what I mean when I'm talking about you're talking to someone, you're talking to a very specific subset of people. So this could be policemen. This could be teachers. This could be nurses. This could be truckers. This could be mechanical engineers. This could be chiropractors. This could be attorneys. That's a literal niche. It's things like that are a niche. So why is it so important to develop the niche over the demographic? And I'm going to get into that. So all of those niches that I talked about, and there are many more, all of those niches have the demographics of all of those people under them. The 45 to 65, the Hispanic, the making 80,000 or more a year, whatever. And so many life insurance agents make the mistake of saying, okay, this is who I want to service, and they're picking a demographic, but they're not actually picking a niche audience. So the magic happens when you actually select a niche audience. It's 100 times better. You get 100 times better results when you pick a niche. So how do you specifically go about picking a niche? So this is it. This could be one of a few ways. It could be based on your own. It should be something that you are familiar with. For instance, if you were a police officer, you're familiar with being a police officer. Now, I'm not going to go through all, so I'm just going to pick on police officers right now. But you have to do this work for yourself. So if you're a police officer, you know the language of police officers, so you can speak directly to them. This is huge. And this is why you get 100x better results when you focus in on a niche, because that niche that you're talking to, they know that you understand who they are. They know that you understand who they are, and they're willing to listen to you because you're talking about things that they're dealing with specifically in their lives. Now, you may say that this is counterintuitive or counterproductive, or Earl, this isn't going to work because if I just select police officers, there leaves a whole bunch of other people. Do you know how many freaking police officers there are in the country? Do you know how many more police officers will sign up to become police cadets this year? Every year, year over year. See, this becomes an unlimited supply of potential clients. And when you do this, and when you're talking specifically to them, and they can hear that you understand their pain, you understand what they're going through, this makes a vital difference. And this is why, Nick's point here, your messaging is 100 times more focused. Because now you can literally say, first line of a Facebook ad, hey, are you a police officer? Boom, you've got their attention. Not, Are you a senior between the ages of 45 to 65? Do you see how much more powerful the police officer one is? Because you're literally talking to someone. Because also everything that every other life insurance agent is doing the second one. Are you a senior between 45 to 65 years of age? Every freaking other life insurance agent out there is doing the exact same thing. They have the exact same marketing. If you're going to win, you're going to have to do the exact opposite. Period. When you're running Facebook ads, of course they cost money, but when you do it this way, your ad spend is less. And this means you're going to be getting more leads for less money. More leads for less money. Now, I want you to really think about something here. This year in 2022, I want you to think about something. What were your results last year? Are you happy with them? Are you just ecstatic and you like, I can do no better? Well, if you know you can do better, what are you going to do? And if that's the case, are you just going to go back to doing the exact same thing that you did last year in 2021? Because if you're just going to go back and do the same exact things that you did in 2021 and you're expecting different results, you know that you're insane. We know this. If you're just going to do the same thing and expect different results, we know that you're insane. Is this making sense to anyone? I mean, wherever you're listening to me from right now, I want you to put your name in the comments. We already got Elaine over on LinkedIn. I want you to just type your name in the comments. I want to know who I'm talking at on today. If you're listening in on Facebook, if you're listening in on LinkedIn, if you're on our YouTube channel, I want you to make sure that you let me know who you are. Type in your name so that I know who you are. I know on Facebook sometimes it just says Facebook user when you give me a comment. So that's why I'm asking for a name. So in particular, if you're over on Facebook, type in your name, let me know who you are. And also, if you have a question, go ahead and type that in. So now, we went through all those things. So this is, you want to learn how to craft a video for your Facebook ads. Who just got terrified just now when I said craft a video for your Facebook ads? Hey, what's up, Bradley? Thanks so much for being in over on YouTube, listening from JAX, Florida. All right. I have no idea what JAX, but I know what Florida is, but that's all right. Thanks so much for tuning in with us today, my brother. Look, video sells. And then there's a couple of things that you can do with that video as well. Because when you get on a video, I mean, you guys have seen my videos. Let's just be real here. You guys have seen my videos, and I'm talking directly to you. The only reason you're on this show right now, in particular live, or even if you're watching or listening to this on the replay on YouTube, Facebook, Clubhouse, wherever it is that you're listening to this right now. Oh, but Bradley says that's Jackson. All right, Jackson. Appreciate that. Jacksonville. Haha. Thank you so much. For the information. It's gold. Thank you so much, Bradley. I definitely appreciate you, my friend. You guys have seen my videos, right? The only reason you're here is because you saw a video that resonated with you. You saw some sort of promo video or whatever that kind of spoke to who it is that you are and what it is that you're doing. I spoke directly to you. I spoke to life insurance agents. I don't speak to realtors, right? I don't speak to financial advisors. I speak to life insurance agents. Now, you could be a financial advisor and you could be a realtor agent. Did I say that right? Realtor agent? I don't know. Anyway, the thing about this whole thing is that I'm speaking directly to a highly targeted audience, and that's all I speak to, and that's only who I speak to. Now, what it is that I'm talking about works for any industry. But if I just came on here and I said, hey, I'm going to show anybody and everybody, how to get better leads, it would fall on deaf ears because I'm not speaking directly to someone. Do you see how that works? Do you see how you got here today or anywhere in my ecosystem? Can you see how you got there? Because I was speaking directly to you about the problems and issues that you're facing. You see how powerful that is, right? That is extremely powerful. So when I'm talking about learn how to craft a video for your Facebook ads or your YouTube ads, I don't care what kind of ad it is, you want to be speaking directly to your niche audience and addressing the issues and problems that they have. What are the issues and the problems that they have? Well, let's go back to the police officers. They're in a highly dangerous career field, but oh, wow, this can get really deep real quick here. So let me just say this. Many of you also, here's the line, and I should have had this in this presentation I'm showing you this morning. If you want to grow fast, I'm assuming you want to grow fast. I'm making an assumption here that you actually want to grow fast, right? You want to have one product, one offer, one solution. But when I say that, for example, one product, all right, you sell IULs. That's your product. You're going to have one offer or one message to a targeted audience. Let's just call it police officers. So now you're offering IULs to police officers. And you want to have one way to get that message out, which would be Facebook. Well, Earl, you're cutting my legs off. No, I'm not. So let me explain. You want to be, if you want to grow hyper fast, hyper quick, and you want to make the maximum amount of money, you got to listen to what it is that I'm saying here, because this is what the people at the top are doing. So you've got one message, which is to police officers, and you've got one product, which is an IUL. What this does not mean is that you can't also have another message to police officers selling final expense. You can't have another message to police officers selling term insurance. You can't have another message to police officers selling annuities. The thing that you cannot do is try and do it all at once together. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope you feel what I'm saying here, because this is how this will work and grow exponentially when you have one message to one target and one offer and one product. This is how you grow exponentially. Now, the thing is, you may be getting phone calls from an ad that you ran for annuities, and also getting calls coming in from an ad that you ran for final expense, but they're coming in. And the thing is, when they call in is when you figure out what you need to offer them. Because what they think they want may not be what they actually need. But when you have a conversation with them, you figure that out on the call. That's what you do. You figure that piece out directly on the call. Don't worry about it. You've got the carriers, you've got the plans, you've got all these different kind of things. Oh gosh, we could go so deep on this. So I'm hope you're following me here. Arturo, is that you that said, let's go? Over on Facebook? If it is, just type your name, Arturo, because all it says is Facebook user on this thing. But that's, Arturo's thing is always, let's go. And we say it at AJC all the time. All right. So you got to craft this video. Thanks. Yep. That's my boy, Arturo. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for being here with me on a Sunday morning. All right. So you start learning how to craft this message in video format on Facebook. You're going to start cooking with gas real quick. And then you want to develop, after you've done that, you've got the offer, you've got the niche, you've got the video going and all of that, and you're getting leads coming in. Now you want to hit them over the head. Now you want to make sure that you get the kill shot going, which is setting the appointment. So what you want to do is you also want to be able to develop a landing page that has a longer form video specifically for your niche audience, and have them book an appointment with you directly from there. The plan and the method that I just laid out for you here is the plan and the method that so many people are using right now, especially those that are in our AUM training program, that we show life insurance agents how to put all of these things together, how to craft these things, from the beginning to the end, and get started. Just get started on one simple thing, especially being a part of the AUM training program. What is your message? Who is your message to? And how do you set up your Facebook ads? This is beginner stuff here, but it's the stuff that for some reason people are so hyper scared of that it doesn't even make any sense. Look, if this is something you want to do, I definitely want you to connect with me and get in contact with me so that we can figure out the best way for you to do what it is that you need to get done. Because in 2022, this is the time. Now, I do this every Sunday. I'm going to open this up for questions. If anyone has a question, you can feel free. I don't care if you're on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Clubhouse, wherever you are. I'm going to give you 60 seconds. And if you've got a question, you can go ahead and type that in and I'll take that question. But the thing about this is, there are some things that if you put them in place now at the beginning of 2022, you're not going to be worrying about them in Q3, Q4. Because as I said before, if you are sitting here right now and you are just contemplating doing exactly what you did the last 12 months, the last 6 months, those things and those activities, everything that you've done has gotten you to where you are right now, you may be fine, right? You may be fine. But I dare say that a good amount of the people that are watching this live, that will be watching the replay for all of this, are going to wish they had a better way to go. And when you talk about your business, some of you are investing in your business and you're buying leads, right? At least you're making an investment. But based on what I've taught you today, I want you to understand and know that that may not be the best way to go. There's some better ways to go. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening with me today. You guys are awesome and amazing. Make sure you check out the website, lifeinsuranceleadgenerator.com. I'm here with you every Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you next time. Hey, I want to thank you so much for tuning into the show today. Make sure you follow me on Clubhouse at Earl Hall and visit the website, www.lifeinsuranceleadgenerator.com. We'll see you on the next episode.